Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the least Assassin's Creed game in the whole series, and yet it's somehow one of the best games in the series. I personally have not enjoyed an Assassin's Creed game so much since Assassin's Creed 2, and that's saying something. So what is it? Well, first of all, it's an action RPG where you start with absolutely nothing except a cloth and a rusty sword, and you fight your way to the top tier loot through exploration, questing, war, naval battles, arenas, and other mechanics that I just don't want to spoil for you. And what amazed me most of all probably is that the quests are actually worth doing, and sometimes they're even better than the main story. Some of them have arcs, take hours to do, and have multiple endings. In an Assassin's Creed game. Yes, that's a thing now. The game itself is completely open world, gives you complete freedom to do whatever you want and to go wherever you want. You can even dive to the bottom of the sea. I did that. Sadly, there's just nothing down there except darkness and loneliness. There is no friendship there and no hope. But it can be done nonetheless, and that's the important thing. So let's say you want to climb the highest mountain. You can do that. You want to do that on a horse? You can do that as well. You want to find a mythical creature? Well, go and do that. And the screen will remain black because that's a spoiler. But it's awesome. Go and do that. Do you want to walk through a field like Gladiator? Do you want to kick a chicken in the face? Do you want to have a talk with Socrates? You don't. But you can. And throughout your journey, you will meet many iconic people from ancient Greece. Herodotus, Socrates, Hippocrates, and others that I just leave out for you to explore. Many other characters that are very interesting, the names of who you will remember. They're objectively awesome. And you know what the best thing is? The developers are actually constantly updating the game still. It's a year old. They're still updating it. Optimizing the UI, gameplay, adding quests. It's like I started the game up recently and there were like new quests for me to do, although I did everything. It's pretty interesting. And the last update also introduced custom-made quests, so you as a player can go into the game and make quests for other players to play. And how awesome is that? That reminds me of Warcraft 3 era with the editor. That's just awesome, isn't it? Is there some other word for it? Custom-made quests in an action RPG game? Imagine that in Witcher 3. That would be great, wouldn't it? That would be so awesome. But it is a thing in Assassin's Creed Odyssey now, so knock yourself out. Make some quests. So now the big question. If I'm praising the game so much with no end, like if it was a 9 out of 10 game, which in my opinion it objectively is, and I'm not paid to say that, it's just genuinely like the game, really. I played 100 plus hours of the game and I feel like I should kind of say something after those 100 plus hours. Kind of should, probably. So why does this game has a 5.7 on Metacritic? Let's discuss that a little bit and clear some things up.
Reason number 1.
Bad example. People just love to hate Ubisoft. It's a thing, and it's a thing all over YouTube as well, and YouTubers even motivate their audience to just blindly hate the studio. It is just sadly a thing. Although the hate was deserved a few years ago, now it's absolutely unjustified. Objectively, it's not even my opinion. They just genuinely make good games these days. And they are also very popular. There is also this infamous "it's the same game every year" argument that is just completely wrong because they reinvented the Assassin's Creed series. They made it entirely different. It is the least Assassin's Creed game in the whole series, like I said. And to say that it's still the same game every single year, and I just think you have to be completely blinded by the hate towards the studio to say that. It's absolutely not true. However, there are reviews that say that, and that lowers the score of the game. So here you go. Reason number 2. False reviews. And I just can't believe that this happened, but the majority of the reviewers on YouTube couldn't finish the game as fast as they wanted in order to get their reviews out, and then they blamed the game for it, for being too long. It's a 100-hour game. It is long. And it's not the game's fault that you're money hungry. And you might say, well, whatever. Some people review the game poorly. Yeah, but these YouTube reviewers have audiences, millions of people, and younger people as well. And younger people are easily influenced, that they don't realize the responsibility they carry, that millions of these younger people listen to them and then hate the game as well because they're easily influenced. It is a mess, honestly. It is a mess with the reviews for this game. There are very few reviewers who actually honestly reviewed the game. I applaud to you guys, but we are very few. Just a few of us left. I personally have 100 plus hours on record with this game, and I have to say it didn't feel grindy at all. And I was always 1 or 2 levels above the requirement progression level, and it was very comfortable to play. And the thing is, I didn't stop playing it because it got too boring or something. No, actually, the more I played the game, the more interesting it got. So the grindy argument, and also the ridiculous argument that the reviewers bring is like the quests are all the same. They're just fetch quests like from World of Warcraft. Is absolutely not true. Some of the quests are so enthralling and so interesting. They're up there with the Witcher level quests. They're this great. If you didn't find them because you rushed through the game so fast that you were so afraid to not get the review out in time, that's like your own problem. Also, I would like us to stay on the quest subject a little bit longer because so many reviewers just bombed the game because of the boring quests that... Where are those quests? Anyway, there are 4 major quest categories in this game. Board quests, exclamation mark quests, hourglass quests, and world quests. Now, board and hourglass quests are indeed fetch quests. But guess what? You have the wonderful option to not do them. And that's what I did. I've done 3 of them and decided, well, that's plenty. I don't need to do any more of those. So I continued doing the exclamation mark quests, and I was happy with the game. Quests are really good in this game. If you liked Witcher 3 quests, you'll like these quests as well. Now the world quests, because this is what they show you in reviews with like the close-up images. Oh, there is a quest. You need to destroy like 10 camps. These are quests that you take and you can do them throughout the game from level 1 to level 80. But the reviewers sell it as a chore quest that you must do to increase your level, to progress in this. You don't. You don't need to do any of that. You can absolutely forget about the quest and never do it. I personally finished this game and I have like 5 world quests in my quest log that I just don't care about. They're not necessary. They're there to entertain you. That's a very important point. And reviewers point out that this game is just full of shore quests. It's not true. They point it out to you in the world menu. And this also tells you how much the person played the game and understands how the questing in the game works. The person shows you the world quests and says these are chore to do and they're necessary to level up your level when they're absolutely not necessary to do at all. You can just abandon them, forget them, and then never do them. You might ask, yeah, but why do these quests exist then? If they're just for entertainment, they add nothing to the game, they subtract nothing for the game, what's the point? What did Ubisoft put them there? Maybe the reviewers are right. I'm glad you asked, because I'm gonna tell you. And the reason the quests are there is because there is a big political system in the whole game. There is a constant war going on between the Athenians and the Spartans. It's a world problem in the realm of this game. World quests help you to side with either Athenians or Spartans in this world. Thus, world quests. Anyway, what I'm saying is there is a point to these quests. They add a lot to the... There are some people who like this whole political system and they like to have Sparta invade the whole entirety of Greece, or Athenians establish their dominance in Greece, and some people actually play the game for that. I just didn't enjoy it that much, so I didn't do these quests that much. But it's also a very interesting part of the game to kind of play with the politics, help one side or help the other side, or what I actually did is make them just constantly fight. Reason number 3, microtransactions. That I Just that, yeah, that's bad. Microtransactions in a single player game is just completely unacceptable. But here's the thing, and it was very interesting to me because, you know, when there's microtransactions, there are usually cosmetic items in the game. People are like, I don't want to buy that cosmetic item. I want to get it through the game. It's bad. But here what was different. Nobody complained about the cosmetics. Everyone blamed the store for selling experience boosters and other whatever boosters. Those oblivious people, I gotta show this. You can go into the Uplay Club store and get a booster for free. I actually checked. You can do this on Xbox and PS4 as well. You just log in on the website, you go on your Uplay Club store, you redeem the booster, and then in game you like click on your experience bar in the inventory menu and you activate the booster, and then you have your experience booster. And they complain that the reviewers complain that you have to buy these boosters to finish the game faster. No. You don't. It doesn't matter how many boosters you use. The game is 30 hours long and story to complete. And it doesn't happen faster if you use a booster. It doesn't happen slower if you don't use a booster. The game is that organic. It just has these 30 hours of story to tell, and you will spend these 30 hours in the story. And it will not feel overwhelming. It will not feel too long. It will not feel too short. It will feel just right. It's there for, I don't know, money. It's bad. Microtransactions in a single player game are always bad. So, now that we have filtered out these YouTube complaints, I don't know what else to call it, let's get to the real problems with the game, because they're gone. I'm so sorry. Like, when this game came out, when it was version 1.0, okay, I would have given this game like a 7.5. Now I've played this game as a version 1.5. They're gone. The problems that I had with the game, they're gone. They fixed it. The controls got so much smoother. The targeting got so much better. Collision system was a little bit messed up. Now it's absolutely fine. They added more stuff to the game. The UI has been improved. They added so much more description to the items. They added new skill trees, like with passive skills that were not there then. Now that's a thing. Very interesting. They fixed pretty much all of the complaints that I had with the game. And now I don't even know what to tell you. Like, if you ask me, okay, what's the biggest problem with the game? Which are completely subjective, where people didn't like the male voice actor. That was a thing. And the other people just said the game was boring, but I guess not everyone will like the game. That's normal. Another thing that people kind of complained about was similar looking armor, but I mean, it's historically accurate, so I mean, it tries to be as accurate as possible. They also implemented quests where you kind of get special armor and hats and helmets that are completely different. You know, it's a thing. I didn't really feel like it was a problem. There are so many interesting sets and colors that you can mix it. It's actually really not that big of a deal, but I guess you could put it into the complaints list. Another thing that I could point out could be as seen as a negative part. In the main story, there are, I think, 3 quest lines where you have to get 3 things. Those are kind of annoying, but they didn't seem annoying to me because I didn't feel pressured into completing this story, right? Like, again, I didn't have this time limit. Oh, I need to get my review out tomorrow. That's the thing about the game. I took the story quest, I went on doing it, I got one thing, and then I was like, oh, what's over there? What's on that mountain? Why am I in the ocean on my boat? What is this island? Where am I? This is that kind of game that gets you sidetracked a lot, and then you go back to your main quest, and that's the wonderful thing. There is a great sense of wonder in this game, and this saves a lot of things that this game might have done negatively in terms of these main story quests. But again, a lot of people don't see the point to these main story quests, especially the reviewers, because they rush through the game in the story mode, and you won't see the complete story, and it will look abrupt at the end if you don't do the whole thing, if you don't play the whole game, because there are especially the political system, is very connected. It has a great connection to the plot, and you kind of don't need to do it, but if you do it, you will have this, that's the reason why this happened. And I think that's kind of a wonderful thing, that it leaves you with questions, right? But then you get the answers. You can go and get the answers, so you don't have to go on the forums. No, they're in-game. You can just go there, do the questing, and find the answers. The quests are also interesting. They have stories to them, they have choices to them, and all of that together has an impact on you as a player. Another thing that I would count as a negative as well is that that's kind of a major negative thing, but I didn't even look at this game like an Assassin's Creed game. But as an Assassin's Creed game, it's awful. What I'm saying is that not the whole hidden blade thing. No, not that. You know how the first Assassin's Creed game had this animus and the story connected to Desmond? Here it's just like the real world appears, and then the animus story and this whole travel through time and this whole archaeological stuff, you just don't care about it. Whenever it comes on, you're like, can I just go back to Greece already? Like, are we done here? It's just kind of there. It is not annoying, I have to say. It is not annoying. It appears from time to time, but as quick as possible, you're like, can I get out? Can I go back? I want to play. I want to have fun in Greece. And that's kind of a negative. As far as the technical level is concerned, they fixed everything I complained about. I wanted to do a review as soon as the game came out and just complain about everything in the technical level, but it's gone. The problems are fixed, and it's great. When you go on the discussions forums on Steam, the only complaints that you really see are mostly driver related. People don't update the driver and just ask people, and the problem is solved when they update their drivers. And other problems are connected to the DLCs. I have not played the DLCs. I will review them when I play them. That's all I can come up with. And that's nitpicking. That's nitpicking as far as nitpicking goes about the problems with the game. And that's a very good sign of a good game. Anyway, you make up your own mind about the game. I'm just here to kind of share my fascination with the whole game that the Ubisoft did. And I just decided to do it for no reason. I just played a lot of the game and I wanted to make a video about it for a very long time, and now I have time to do it, so I decided to do it. So here you go. I hope the game received some justice today. I bring justice to the game. Anyway, if you liked the video, like it. If you dislike it. Be honest with yourself. And other than that, I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.